Hi and welcome. So today, the music, the message, everything is about a little love note to yourself from yourself. After all, we're in a conversation with ourselves all day, every day. This little internal monologue that's happening all the time. It's kind of like a radio station that we leave playing. We're not always aware of the music that is on that station. So today we're just going to try to tune in and see what kind of messages our mind is playing, and especially how they are in relation to our body. Are we giving ourselves kindness or are we being cruel? So we're going to just start with a little tune in. And if you're following along on Spotify and you want to find the music for today's class, it is in Spotify, Yoga in a Pint, and the name of this playlist is called Love Yourself. Just love yourself. So we're going to go ahead and hit play now. I'm going to take a deep breath. And take a nice roll of the shoulders, bring them up to your ears. As you exhale, roll them down and back. And just kind of settle in and find that comfortable seat. You can cross your legs, or if that's uncomfortable, you can stick them out right in front of you. And the first thing we're going to do is just gently close the eyes. And paying attention to our mind, just notice where our thoughts are at today. And then gently bring hands together. Start to rub your palms together, create a little heat, create a little friction, create a little energy between your palms. We're going to gently bring one hand to the heart and then place the other hand over it. And I want you to gently close your eyes and come back to those thoughts and conjure up one that you know your mind often returns to and is particularly unkind to yourself. We're going to blink those eyes open, take a deep breath, reach your arms all the way up. On your exhale, you're going to shake them out. Now, whatever that thought is that you know you come back to and it's unusually cruel to you about you, we're going to try to flip it. Pretend that your best friend just said that to you about themselves, and what would you say in response to let them know that they are loved and they are more than whatever that unkind thought is? Try to bring yourself to that kindness to yourself. We're going to bring hands together again. Give a nice little rub, create a little energy, create a little friction. Big exhale. Put a gentle smile on your face. And this time, switch which palm is on the bottom and bring the other on top. And this time, for 3 slow breaths, repeat a huge loving kindness to yourself about yourself. On your next inhale, let your eyes gently blink open. Bring those hands down once again. On your next inhale, reach them all the way up over your head. Exhale, bring those hands down in front of your heart. Nice and slow. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach it up. Arms stretch high. Exhale, hands down in front of your heart. 1 more just like that. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, bring it down. Nice. We're going to take a few hip circles here. So bring those palms to your legs. Bring your heart forward, over to one side, round the spine as you come back, over to the other side. A little arch as your heart comes forward. So as we move throughout today, you're just going to be paying attention to that mind and what it might be up to. Pause as you come forward this time, reverse the direction. Big slow circles. Next time you come around, heart comes forward, pause. Come back to neutral, sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders over hips and ears over shoulders. You're going to gently pick up one of your legs, one hand on the arch of your foot and the other hand on your knee. And just gently swing slow side to side. Just getting a little movement in your hip, just getting a little flow of energy. You're doing such a good job just being on your mat today. So give yourself that kindness. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you, self, for being here and taking this time to do something good for me. That's a nice kindness for yourself. If you can slowly bring that shin a little closer to your heart. Stay sitting up nice and tall. Don't forget to breathe. We're going to slowly bring that leg back down and switch, bringing that leg close and letting it settle. Then picking up the other leg, knee and arch of the foot, and gently swinging side to side. It might be way out here. It might be barely being up off the ground. That's just fine. With anything today, you're going to notice without judgment. You're not going to say, I wish it was different. I wish it was better. I wish it was more flexible or stronger. You're going to say, wow, look at me today. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it incredible that I can do this at all? Just paying attention to the station that's on upstairs. Bring that leg down. Take another nice deep breath. Reach those arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers. Bring them up to the sky. Drop your shoulders out of your ears. A little side to side. Reaching high. Tip over to one side. Bring it up. Over to the other side. One more in each direction. You got it. Tall. Exhale. Bring those hands, flip them around so the palms are facing you. Bring them down right in front of your heart. On your next inhale, reach them wide. Heart comes forward. Exhale, round the backs of the hands together. So inhale, arch, lift the heart. Exhale, round. One more just like that. On this one, we're going to pause here, bring it up to that nice tall seat once again. And again, find that alignment where you feel like hips, shoulders, and ears are all in a straight line. On your next inhale, this time we're just going to lift the chin, stretch the front of the neck and the throat. Inhale up. Exhale, tuck the chin to chest. Two more just like that. Inhale, tip it up. Exhale, round. Chin to chest. Last one like that. Inhale, stretch the front of the neck. Exhale, tuck the chin. On this one, come up, find that neutral once again, ears over shoulders. You're going to bring your hands together and place those thumbs right between your eyebrows. And for just 2 breaths, you're going to come back to a kindness to yourself about yourself. Make sure we know what station is playing on the radio. Find that little connection right between the eyebrows. 2 breaths. Slowly let those hands melt all the way down. Well done. We're going to come into tabletop. So find your hands and knees and come into a nice tabletop where you engage the core and find that strong, long spine. So once you're in your tabletop, stretch your tailbone back and the crown of your head forward. Find that nice feeling. Wrists right underneath shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. We're going to take an inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round. 2 more just like that. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round. 1 more. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round. We're going to move through a couple sun salutations, sun A, with variations. And so the first thing we want to do is get a little chaturanga practice. So back your knees up and tip your hips forward. So you're in a straight line from your shoulders, hips to knees, a diagonal line. And your palms are nice and flat on the mat. We're going to lower halfway, bending the elbows back toward the rib cage. That's 1. We're going to try 2 more. If that's too much, you're just going to do your best. Give yourself some kindness. I am strong today for showing up. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I am amazing to just be on the mat. Press it up. This time as slow and low as you can. Get all the way down to your belly. And it's okay to be shaky. It's okay to be sweating already. You're doing amazing. Bring yourself all the way down. Place the feet on the mat behind you. A back bend option here is a low cobra, just a gentle press as you lift your heart and chest. A deeper back bend is going to be an upward facing dog. So you're going to press into your palms. You're going to press into the tops of your feet. See if you can get those knees up a little bit. Take a deep breath. Tuck your toes back under, lift your hips, find that downward facing dog. Stretch your heels back, one and then the other. And just pedaling them out, finding the length in one side with a big bend in the knee on the other side, and then switch. Breathe. It feels so good to stretch the back of the body. Take yourself all the way up onto the toes. Stretch both heels back. Try to settle your shoulder blades in and toward one another. Take a deep, full breath. Open mouth, exhale. Look up at your hands. Start to walk those hands up towards walk your feet up towards your hands. Come into that halfway lift. And the halfway lift, we want to engage the core and lengthen from tailbone through the crown of the head. Find a nice flat back. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. And we're going to inhale all the way up to stand. Take a second to roll shoulders up and back. Make sure you're not lightheaded. Beautiful. Now from standing, we're going to do just a couple nice full deep breaths with our arms and connect body and breath and start to sink into this breath-body connection. It's a subtle way to circumvent the mind and to quiet it with concentration on breath and body. On your next inhale, reach arms wide up to a V. Exhale, bend your elbows like a goalpost. Lift the chin like you did seated. Inhale up to that goalpost. Exhale, bend. One more just like that. Inhale, reach it up to that V. Exhale, bend into that goalpost. Nice. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to step all the way to the back of the mat and flow through a sun salutation. So we're going to inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, fold, taking that all the way down. Inhale to a halfway lift, pressing into your shins. Exhale, bend your knees so you can get your palms to the mat and then walk all the way out. Option to stay in your down dog or option to shift forward into your high plank. Find that chaturanga on your toes or on your knees, lower halfway or all the way. Flip your feet, inhale to that up dog or low cobra. Flip your feet back, exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch those heels back, one nice deep breath. This time feet wide, walk hands back towards your toes. Inhale to that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Taking a moment here, standing once again, we're going to take something called the wood chopper. So this is like a great way to get energy flowing all the way in a circle, all the way through our body. And it's kind of fun and silly and it just makes me laugh. And it's a great way to connect breath and body. So you're gonna interlace your fingers. You're gonna reach those arms up, take a little arch of the back as you lift your chin. As you exhale, you're gonna swing forward like you're chopping wood. Put a little bend in the knees, big exhale forward. Inhale all the way up, little arch at the top. Exhale it down. Two more. It feels kind of silly. Make yourself smile. It's okay to be goofy. It's okay to play. It's okay to be a little funny in this gorgeous body of yours. One more. Inhale it all the way up. Exhale it all the way down. Stay in that forward fold. Cross your arms. Find a gentle sway side to side. Let your head be heavy. Shake your head out, yes or no. Come into a halfway lift on the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, big fold. Come all the way up to stand, rolling up, roll shoulders up and back. Step all the way back to the back of the mat once again. We're going to take another sun salutation. So inhale, reach those arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees. Plant your palms. You can walk out right into your down dog and hold there, or shift forward into that high plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Flip your feet. Inhale to that up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here. Now we're going to come into a warrior two. So you're going to inhale, pick up your right foot. Exhale, step it up by the hands. If it needs a little help, you can help it scoot up there with your hand. We're going to bring the back foot down so it's parallel to the back of the mat. If you need your front knee for help, use that knee as you come up. You're going to circle arms open. Find that warrior two. So, back foot parallel to the back of the mat, front foot forward, arms to a T. Shoulders out of the ears, standing nice and tall. Take a second here. Feel that connection with your feet in the mat. Feel the strong legs. Feel the energy pulling up from the ground into those strong, amazing legs. Bring your hands to your heart for a second. From your torso, build that energy up, up, up to your heart. Pause here. Give yourself one quick love note. Press your arms out. Palms down. Look over that front middle finger. Come into a little love note to yourself like, damn, I'm so strong right now. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating, I'm shaking, but I am here. I'm a warrior. I'm incredible. Give yourself some love. You are incredible. Take a deep breath. On your exhale, you're going to drop the back hand, keep the front arm straight as it lifts up, up, up. Turn your palm to the back of the room. Keep the front knee bent. Get a little shaky. You're just wonderful. Take a deep breath. Inhale back to that warrior two. Exhale, straighten that front leg. You're going to turn your toes, walk them slightly closer together, heels in and toes out. You're going to drop down. This is a goddess. We're going to a little side to side. Maybe a little shoulder side to side, one into the center and then the other. Pay attention to the radio station that's playing. If any time through a sequence your mind starts to go, this is silly, you're not strong enough, you're not good enough, switch the station. I am strong enough. I am beautiful. Come back to that center. Come on up to stand. Arms reach high. We're going to turn to find the warrior two on the other side. So now the other foot, back foot, what was your front foot is now your back foot. Parallel to the back of the mat. Bend that front knee. Point the toes straight off into the distance. Roll shoulders up to your ears. Exhale down and back. Finding that tall, tall spine. Breathe here. Look over that front middle finger. Find that fierceness inside you. Build that fire in your core. Get that fierce smile on your face like you know you've got this. Take a deep breath. Reverse your warrior. Back hand slides down, front arm reaches high. Breathe. Inhale back up. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn your toes. Toes out, heels in. Find that warrior, or pardon, goddess once again. Sink low into that goddess. A little side to side. Find a little groove. Maybe shoulder in on each side. We're going to pause here. This is the end of part one. We're going to come right back to this goddess stance. If you're going to keep rolling, you're just going to keep rolling. If you're going to pause here, go ahead and pause here. Welcome to part two. If you're still rolling from the first part, we're going to keep going. If you're starting again, you're going to come into playlist Love Yourself, and we're starting at Me by Taylor Swift. So if you want to get that started, go ahead and hit play. Now we're going to make our way from this nice wide stance down to our knees. So take a deep breath, reach your arms nice and high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Start to bring feet a little closer together. Bend your knees and come on down into hero's pose, sitting on the knees. If that's not comfortable, you're going to take a cross-legged seat instead, or stick your feet straight out in front of you. Take a deep breath. Roll those shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down and back. We're going to bring those hands together again and give them a nice little rub, 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 rub. Get a little energy, get a little flow, get a little goodness. We're going to hands to your heart. Gently close your eyes and come back to one more little love note to yourself. Pick something that you usually pick on yourself about and turn it into a kindness. 2 breaths here. Deep breath. Give yourself a little smile. You're doing great. Even if it feels a little silly, we want to make sure we know what record or what radio station is playing in the background. We want it to be one of kindness. So from here, we're going to take a little side stretch. Bring the right hand down, bring the left up and over your ear and stretch. You can look down at the bottom hand. You can turn and look up at the top hand. Inhale back to center. Exhale, tip it over to the other side. Stretch. Maybe looking up. Maybe looking down. Inhale back to center. We're going to take this into a shoulder opener. So option here is to just bend elbows and hold opposite forearm. Lift the chin. Or if you'd like, you can interlace those fingers. Stretch your knuckles down to the floor. As you roll shoulders open, lift the chin. Stretch your neck. and take 2 deep, slow breaths. Release that hold on the fingers and roll the shoulders out. We're gonna move into a tabletop. So come into that nice tabletop once again. A little arch to look up, a little round the spine like a cat. One more in each direction. Inhale to arch and look up. Exhale to round. And we're gonna get into the core right away on this section. So we're gonna tuck the toes under and then lift the knees up about 2 inches. And when you do this, you're gonna kick into that core right away. You're gonna feel a little shaky maybe. Maybe you definitely feel that heat turn on, you get a little sweaty, you get a little shaky. We're firing up that core. We're firing up that core and our toughness, our self-esteem, our self-will. We're saying, we are on fire. We are strong. We can do this. Even if it's hard things, we can do it. Take a deep breath. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Pedal those feet out a bit, one side and then the other. Shake them out, shake them out. All right, this time we're gonna come up to a warrior 1. So you're gonna pick up that right foot, bring it forward again. If it needs some help, that's fine. This time the foot comes down, but that heel is down and the toes are at an angle. If you need those knees again to come on up, you're gonna find your warrior 1, reach your arms high, bring them down to your hips. Give them a little shake. Now, hips and shoulders are facing the front of your mat. Back foot's at an angle so that hip can face forward. Once you feel pretty steady here, inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, bend your elbows, give yourself a big exhale. Inhale together, elbows touch. Exhale, sweep them back, heart comes forward. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, strong arms. Inhale together to touch. Exhale it back. This time we're gonna bring it up. This is the last one. Exhale. Inhale together. Exhale it back. Now we're gonna bring those arms up. Straighten the front leg. Turn so your hips are facing the front or side of your mat, pardon. Toes out, heels in. Drop it down. We're gonna inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, sink it low. 2 more. Then we're gonna hold. Bring it down. 1 more, reach it high. Exhale, bring it down. Get low. Bring your hands to both sides of your legs and just give yourself a love. Sometimes our mind can be cruel and we can pick on ourselves, so we need to come back to a love note. I am so strong. I'm amazed by how strong my legs are. I'm incredibly lucky to have these strong legs. Woo. Get low. Get low. Maybe pick up one heel. Press hips down. Down. You got it. If you want to, keep that heel flat. If you can, we're going to drop one heel, pick up the other. Press it down. 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 Get strong, get shaky, get sweaty. Wake up that body and say, woo, you are alive and strong and incredible. Find that breath. Send it down deep into those great, amazing legs. Heel down. What if you picked up both? What if you sink low? What if you get shaky and sweaty? What if you swear? Woo. Do it. Big exhale. Both heels down. Inhale, reach it up. Woo, shake it out. We're gonna turn all the way to the other side. In order to get warrior 1 on this side, we're gonna really need to step that back foot out. So we're gonna step the feet out, find that space where you can have hips and shoulders facing the short end of your mat. Bring the back heel down, toes are at that angle, hips and shoulders face forward. Everyone straighten the front leg, and then bend it again, park it right over the ankle. When you're feeling steady in your feet and your torso is tall, you're gonna reach those arms high. Exhale, bend your elbows. Show us your muscles. Inhale together, elbows touch. Exhale, sweep it back. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, show us your muscle, bend your elbow. Inhale together, elbows touch. Exhale, sweep it back. 1 more just like that. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, elbows wide. Inhale together. Yes. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring it back to center. Feet are nice and wide. Heels in, toes out. Start to sink low once again into that goddess or horse pose. So knees are bent, toes are poking out a bit. Hips are low. Take that right arm, swing it all the way around. Big exhale, bring your elbow in. Left side. Inhale, swing it around. Exhale, bring it in. You got it. Fire up a little breath. Fire up a little superhero. You are strong. You are breathing. You are moving. That in itself is enough to be fucking grateful for. So bring it in. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, shake them out. We've got one more of those nice holds with the heel lift optional. And sink low. Get a little groove. Get a little groove. Get low, get low. Now, option for the heels. You can skip this part and just work on holding here. If this is enough for your gorgeously strong, amazing legs, stay there. If you'd like to, pick up one heel, sink it low. Oh my gosh, getting shaky and sweaty. Waking up that body, getting all those little stabilizing muscles to wake up and say, ooh, I'm here, I'm strong, I'm amazing, I'm holding you, I'm helping you every day. 2 more. Switch. So one of the reasons I'm really passionate about finding what station we have playing in the background and making sure that it's full of kindness, I put on a station in my teens that was really cruel. I ended up with an eating disorder that lasted years. I did a lot of damage. Sometimes that 17-year-old switches that station back on and I go, oh, how could I be on camera? Look at my legs, look at my belly, look at this weird boob gush. When we're unconscious of the station we're playing, stay in your goddess and get low. We can avoid things that we should be doing because we are being unkind to ourselves. Or we could limit ourselves because we feel like there's some other being or body we should be in, but you are in the right body and you are doing the right thing. So if you also have a sneaky teenage self that likes to turn on a really mean station, make sure you are aware of it. And when you hear those messages that are old, worn out, they don't apply anymore, switch the station. Inhale, reach it all the way up. Exhale, bend your elbows, show us your muscles. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, bend your elbows. One more, big, huge exhale. Show us how fierce you are. Bring it in. Elbows are gonna slowly pulse toward one another. Deep breaths. Once your elbows touch, interlace your fingers, get low. You're gonna press the elbows down. Yes, your legs are wonderfully strong and a little warm probably by now. Keep moving, keep breathing. Arms start to pulse once again out this time. Getting a little wider, getting a little wider, getting a little wider. Take that one arm, swing it around. Shake it out. Other side. Straighten your legs. Shake out the shoulders. Turn your feet so you can bring your palms down to the front of your mat. And you're going to either step right back into a down dog or you're going to step into a high plank. Lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale to an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Drop to your knees. Sit back into your hero's pose. Give those quadriceps a nice little pat pat. They just work so hard. So as you pat them and they jiggle a little, be like, ooh, I love you little jiggly legs. Take anything that your mind might want to turn on a negative radio station for and make it into a love note today. That's all we're working on today. This class is just paying attention and giving it some love. All right, we're gonna take a little tabletop stretch here. So, find your hands and knees once again. Take a nice big arch and look up. Take a nice big rounded spine and look at your belly button. Come back to that long flat spine. Shake it around. Knees are nice and wide. And we're gonna step the right foot back. Press your toes onto the mat for a second and stretch your heel back. It might feel really good. Now we're gonna add on here and you are going to choose your own adventure. There's gonna be lots of different options here in this tabletop and you're gonna do what's right for you with loving kindness to your body. Here we go. Option 1, we're gonna pick up the back foot, hold, tuning into that core, finding that long, strong torso. Stay here, Or extend the opposite arm. Little pulses up. Try to keep both hip bones pointing straight down at the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your palm down. Bend the knee. Press that hip. Heel up. Little presses with the heel. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now, options here. You can bend the knee, taking a quadricep stretch. Might feel really good. You can add a back bend by picking up the opposite hand, bringing it back to the top of the foot. As you press your foot into that hand, you're going to find a nice big arch of the back. If you have back issues, you're going to skip this one and just stay in that bended knee. Take a deep breath. Exhale, release. Bring it down, hand and knee to the mat. No cat pose yet. I know your back wants it, but we're going to do the other side first. Extend the other leg back. Maybe press through the heel a couple times. Get that nice stretch, Achilles and calf. Ooh, nice and sweaty. Now, engage that core. Lengthen. If you'd like, pick up the back leg. If that's enough, you're going to stay right there. Breathe. If you'd like to extend the other opposite arm, hold. Little pulses. Try to keep your head in line with your spine. Back is long and strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your palm down. Bend the knee. Little presses up through the heel. Hip is trying to stay still. So we're just moving the heel up and not opening the hip to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's that option for the back bend. So option first is this a quadricep stretch. As I bend the knee, stretches that quadricep. Other option is to reach back with the opposite hand, hold on, press the foot into the palm, find that big arch. Breathe. Let go, extend. Bring it back, hand and knee. Now round your spine. Nice big cat pose, rock side to side. Should feel really good. Hips and shoulders, stretch, stretch. We're going to take one circle in each direction. Bring those hips back and around towards your heels. And then switch. Back to center. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. We're going to make our way up to standing. So walk hands and feet closer to one another. A little bend in the knees. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to stand. When you get to the top, roll shoulders up and back a few times to make sure you're not lightheaded. Hands to your heart. We're going to work on something called Dancer today. And it is very similar to what we were just doing on the floor when we hold the foot and arch the back. There's steps along the way and you're going to choose your own adventure. So first option, standing up tall, engage your core. Set your eyes on something nice and steady, a spot on the wall or on the floor. Bend your knee, bring back and hold that foot in. Maybe extend the opposite arm for balance. When we bring it in here, we already have this huge quadricep stretch. So if you want to stay here, great. If you're still working on that balance and you need something to hang on to something. It's just yoga, you're doing great. Find that stretch. Now, if you're taking that dancer, you're going to switch the hand to the inside of the arch of the foot. Put a little bend in the standing knee, keeping eyes steady. The leg extends behind you as the torso tips forward. Continue to breathe as you keep your eyes nice and steady. And then we're going to come back, knees together, foot steps down, hands to your heart. Breathe. Sometimes when we get into those back bends, big heart opener, it kind of makes our heart flutter like, I'm so exposed. Reassure yourself with a deep breath. Yeah, you are. You're showing your beautiful, incredible body and your strength, and you are exposed, and you are wonderful. Switch to the other side. Again, you can hang on to furniture. You can stay right here in this quadricep stretch. Wonderful. If you're taking that dancer, you're going to switch the hand to the inside arch of the foot. Put a little standing knee. Little bend in the standing knee. Extend your other arm for balance. As you start to move, your leg is going to extend slowly to balance the torso coming forward, so you are not diving forward with the torso. Keep your eyes steady and breathe. Knees come back together, foot steps down, Come to the center, deep breath, shake it all out. Maybe your goddess was really, or dancer was really tippy. Maybe you needed to hold on to furniture. Instead of feeling disappointed or judgmental, go, good for you for trying. Thank you, body. Bring your hand to your heart and your belly. Take 3 full deep breaths. Relax your diaphragm. Open mouth, exhale. That is the end of part 2. If you're going to keep rolling, keep rolling. If you're going to end, you're going to stop here for a moment. We'll see you back for part 3 later. Welcome to part 3. If you're still rolling, we're just rolling right along. If you're joining us now, you're going to go to Love Yourself playlist, and we're in song Pretty Girl. So you're just going to hit that one, Pretty Girl, and we're going to roll. Okay, so today's playlist mix moves, it's all about a little love to ourselves. So we're paying attention to what radio station we have on in our minds. Get a little low, back into that goddess. So heels in, toes out, inhale, reach high. Gather up a little love. Exhale, bring it right into your heart. Stay low for a moment. Imagine your best friend was having a really hard day, a really tough time. She comes or he comes to you with this cruelness and unkindness to themselves. Often we have that radio station playing in the background to ourselves from ourselves. So we want to gather up a little love and kindness to ourselves like we would to our very best friends. So get low, bring your hands to your heart. Imagine the biggest kindness you need right now. What is that love note you are wishing someone would write to you? You're going to write it to yourself. So for 2 breaths, hold here and close your eyes. Identify the thing you need most in your heart. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up, straighten your legs. Gather up some of that goodness, that love note that you need. Maybe it's you're an incredible writer, but you never told anyone. Maybe it is you've always wanted to play music or compose things, but you've never felt like that permission was there. Maybe it is just identifying how strong and incredible you are. Gather it up and bring it in. One more. Inhale, reach high. Gather up all that goodness you need for yourself. Bring it in with a little smile on your face. Bring those hands back to your heart, a little side to side. Acknowledging that playfulness, that silliness. Might feel silly at first, but you're tuning that radio station to the message you need for you with kindness and love. Get low, feel those legs getting shaky, feel how strong you are. Inhale again, this time straighten the legs. And we're going to turn to the front of the mat. So turn your feet, bring those palms down. You're going to step right back into your down dog or right into that high plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to that up dog or low cobra and exhale to your downward facing dog. Drop to your knees, take a nice little cat and cow, arch and round, 1 hip circle in each direction, hips back and around to the heels, and switch. From your tabletop here, we're going to arch and round once again, and then engage and find that neutral spine, that long flat back from tailbone to crown of the head, wrists right underneath, shoulders. We're going to come back to that strong core we did at the very beginning by tucking the toes, pick up the knees, get a little shaky, feel that transverse abdominal muscle, plug in, getting strong, hold and shake. It's all right. You've got this. We've got this. We're all together. Even though we're far apart, we're getting stronger together. Bring it down. Untuck your toes. Give them a nice whack, whack, whack on the mat. Maybe side to side a little bit with the hips. Come on down onto your heels. Bring your feet around to the front. Bring the soles of your feet together. Give a little bounce in the knees. A little side to side or up and down with the knees. Finding that kindness. Maybe if you're just starting section 3, you're like, I showed up today. I'm here. I'm doing this section. If you're all the way through 2 sections and you're starting this one, you're like, whew, yes. Showing up for yourself in any way, every day. Breathe. Now, we're going to take this forward. So sitting up nice and tall, gently start to round the spine, maybe pressing the elbows into your calf muscles. Maybe bringing the head forward. If you're pretty close to the floor, maybe giving your forehead somewhere to rest. Taking 2 breaths here. Inhale to come on back up. Big exhale. We're going to extend one leg out and bend the other foot in to place the sole of the foot on the inside thigh of that leg. Roll shoulders up and back. Just take a deep breath, and we're going to slowly just start to walk hands forward. So we're just tuning into the flexibility here. Maybe it starts, you feel it right behind the knee here. You're going to look for that space where it feels like the engagement of a rubber band, but not where the rubber band's going to snap, okay? Breathe. If you can come forward a bit more, maybe dropping down to elbows. Be kind to yourself. Breathe. You're going to slowly walk that back in. And you're going to switch. Flex that foot, sitting up tall. Nice and slow. Start to walk those hands forward. Find that engagement here without it being painful. Hold in that space and breathe. Walk it back in. Stick both feet straight out in front of you. Give them a little bounce, a little bounce. Flex your feet, sit up tall. Place those palms next to your hips for a moment. Nice, strong, tall spine. Reach your arms up. Like someone's gently pulling the crown of your head up, up, up. You're gonna rise those hands, raising up to the top. Interlace the fingers except for the pointer. Sitting up tall, just a little tip to one side. Engaging the core, getting strong, finding that stability. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gentle over to the other side. Just a little bit. Just keeping that core engaged, finding that shakiness. Inhale it up. Exhale, hands back to your side. So we're going to take a reverse tabletop here. Another opportunity to engage that core and lift the hips. So we're going to point the fingers towards the hips once again. Option number 1 is to bend the knees, press into the feet and the soles of the feet and the palms. Lift the hips until you are parallel to the floor. Maybe letting the head tip back behind you if that feels okay. If you'd like one more exercise, a big one for the core, you're going to straighten the legs and then really use that strong core to lift. Let the head tip back if that feels okay. Breathe. Slowly, hips come on back to the floor. Woo! We're going to lower all the way down to the back. So adjust where you are on the mat. Bring the soles of feet to the mat. Scoot forward, roll it all the way down. Feet out to the sides, a little side to side with the knees. Just releasing the low back. Releasing the hips. Deep breaths. So we're starting to wake up to the soundtrack that's playing in our mind. We're starting to tune in to the radio station that might be playing unconsciously. We're going to bring those soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open to the side. Bring your hand to your heart and your belly. Slow, deep breaths. Come back to a love note for yourself, to yourself. Make this love note be about something in your physical body. Perhaps it's something that your mind often chooses to pick on you about. Choose that particular thing to love, love, love today. Slow, deep breaths. If you need some more time there with your love note, as you're waking up to that wonderful voice that you can use to give positive and love and kindness to your body. If you need to stay there with those love notes, stay there. If you're ready to take a little bridge pose, you're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat, bend your knees, palms at your side, tuck your shoulders underneath you, press into the heels and lift the hips. There's your bridge pose. If you want to add on a bit, you can tuck the shoulders even more, maybe interlacing the fingers. Hips are lifted, legs are strong, looking straight up at the ceiling so you're not straining your neck. Relax your head on the mat. Take one more slow, deep breath here. We're going to slowly move the shoulders out of the way. Roll yourself all the way down onto the mat. Feet out to the edges again. Rock those knees side to side. Releasing the low back and the hips. We're going to bring this into a happy baby. So you're going to bring knees up towards your armpits. And then grab the soles of your feet. If you can't reach the soles of your feet, you're going to grab onto your shin bones. If you can take those soles of your feet, bend the knees, bring those knees into your armpits, and then rock side to side. Really nice massage for your spine, just like a happy baby. If you've ever been around a toddler or a little baby, they often do this. They get their feet right in their mouth and they roll and rock inside. It's a great way to massage the spine. So we're slowing it down here. And then if you'd like, you can straighten those legs. If that's a little too uncomfortable, maybe just one at a time. If you can, you're going to bring both feet straight up. And flex your feet to start. And straighten the legs like they're resting on an invisible wall. And then maybe check in with the hamstrings. So from the back of your knees, just checking in down towards your hips. Again, with some kind of kindness, some kind of love note, like, wow, thank you, strong legs, for walking me around every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And maybe take a little flex and point with the feet. Roll out your ankles. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a nice big hug. A little side to side. Massaging that spine again. Try to flatten the back all the way from your shoulders down to your hips. We're going to rock and roll to a seat and take an option here for, I have 3 options today for this hip opener. So at the very beginning, if you've been with us from the very beginning of class, we did a little fire log prep when we pick up a leg and give it a little rock side to side. So that's one of the options today for a hip opener. You're going to pick up that leg. First of all, the bottom leg, the shin is going to be parallel to the top of your mat or the edge of the mat. You're going to take your other leg and a little rock side to side. And then you're going to stack ankle to knee, knee to ankle. If this doesn't feel good and you're not comfortable here, you can lie down on your back and take a figure 4 instead. So that will be crossing the ankle at the knee and gently pushing this knee away. The other option is a half pigeon. Coming back through your down dog, you're going to pick up one foot, bring the knee behind your wrist and slide hips down. If your hips are not parallel to the floor, this causes any discomfort in your low back or hip, you're going to choose one of the other 2 options. I'm going to come back into fire log. You're going to choose whichever one was right for you, that figure 4 or half pigeon. We're just going to sit with this hip opener for a moment and close eyes. And as we slow down and allow our breath to slow down, just noticing as our body becomes still, what happens in our mind, what station is playing, what messages are being given. If there's any unkindness, try to change that station to a love note instead. We're going to slowly make our way to the other side of this hip opener. So if you're in fire log, you're going to straighten both legs, give them a little bounce out. If you're in figure 4, you're going to uncross and give a little knee side to side. If you're in half pigeon, you're going to bring that front knee forward, up, back into your down dog, pedal it out. I'm going to get you into the other side of each one of these, starting with half pigeon. If you're moving to the other side, you're going to bring the knee forward, settle it behind the wrist, let your other toes slide back. Bring it forward and support your head. Close your eyes. If you're in figure 4, you're going to cross on the other side, gently pushing knee away, being aware that one side might be more flexible than the other, so just notice it without judgment. Notice it with kindness. If you're taking fire log on the other side, bottom leg, shin parallel to the side of your mat. Pick the other foot up. One hand in the arch, one hand on the knee, gently rock side to side. When you're ready to settle into it, you're going to bring that ankle to knee and settle the other knee down. Now, one side, again, is probably going to be more flexible than the other. So notice without judgment and breathe. Can we let go of some old patterns? Can we let go of old voices and old stations that don't serve us anymore? Can we let go of previous held conceptions about our body? Can we encourage our mind to a kinder place where we are the most positive influence on ourselves every day? Wherever you are, we're going to meet on our backs. So if you are in figure 4, you're going to uncross your legs, maybe a little knee side to side. If you are in half pigeon or fire log, you're going to come back to a downward facing dog for one moment to just give those legs a stretch. Pedal it out. Shake your head yes and no. Drop to the knees. Have a seat. Those of you who are in figure 4 are going to stay right there. We're going to join you there. We're going to lie down. Bring the soles of the feet over to the edges of the mat. Again, this time you're going to put each foot on the side of the mat and tip your knees in toward one another. And tuck your shoulder blades onto your back and stick your arms straight up. Now you're going to give yourself a hug. Bend one elbow and bring your arm across, and then the other. Close your eyes. What message do you most need right now? What loving kindness is your heart most grateful for? Imagine we are all together. This hug comes from me, from everyone in the Yoga in a Pint community, but most importantly, this hug comes right from you. Close your eyes. Relax your belly. We're going to switch the placement of the arms. So extend both arms. Remember which one was closest to your chin. And we're going to switch, moving the other arm forward, reaching around. Adjust those knees a little side to side. Let them tip in toward one another. Try to flatten your back as much as you can onto the mat. And with this big hug, find a love note to yourself. Breathe it in deeply all the way to your heart. Exhale resistance to it. Inhale that love heart note all the way down to your belly. Undo your hug, let your arms fall out to the sides. Bring your soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out to the side. Supta Baddha Konasana for your Shavasana. And your hands can rest on your belly or at your sides, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And as you stay here and drift into your Shavasana, just monitor the radio station that's playing in your mind, and anytime it slips into anything critical, bring it back to a loving kindness. Bring it back to the love note you would write your best friend. Bring it back to this amazing, incredible body that you get to walk around in. Take a deep breath. Exhale here. I'm going to encourage you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you can. I'm going to roll up to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Please be kind to yourself. Please continue to come back to positive messages to yourself. Come back to monitoring that station that's playing and make sure that it's filled with kindness, because you are amazing. We're going to bow forward here. Thank you, thank you.